Welcome to the Yeah Buddy Experience podcast. If you're looking for a podcast to motivate you and get you on track to overcoming obstacles and challenges, this podcast is definitely for you. Get ready for powerful and inspirational goodness brought to you by your hosts, Mike and Johnny.
Yeah, buddy!
Strong name. Talk to me about your name, bro.
To be fair, my name, it was made up, to be fair.
Is it?
Yeah, it was.
Fun that. Let's move on then. Now, go on. Go on. Made up by who?
Long story short, basically, my mum and my dad wanted to call me Shem, and my mum wanted to call me Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
So, Shemaron.
Okay.
Put it together. Simple as that. Shem's from the Bible and Aaron's from the Bible.
Okay.
So, yeah, they was religious at the time, but, yeah.
At the time.
Yeah.
Are you religious? Is this...
Nah, spiritual.
Spiritual, yeah. That's it, exactly. This is why you're here, man.
That's it, man.
Well, you're on the journey, aren't you? You're on the quest, as one would say. You're
yeah,
on the quest.
Everyone's on a journey, but mine's just a bit more different. Like, spiritual journey, I'm just trying to live a clean life.
Yeah.
In every way, basically.
Which I seen that, so I've been following your Instagram. I'm not like one of those people watchers like Johnny here.
Yeah.
But
I study trends.
Yeah, well, he's a watcher. But I saw a few of your posts and some of the stuff to do with the alkaline diet and also with vegan foods. It kind of interested me. I'm a PT, and I've always found that stuff to be interesting. So I would like you to share some light on the alkaline diet and alkaline foods and stuff of that nature.
All right, well, where do I start? I will start with how I got into it. Basically, how I got into it was one day I was scrolling through my internet feed, like I think it was Facebook or Instagram or one of them, and I come across a video, and it was of a guy called Yada, Y-A-D-A, and he was like he was a spiritualist basically, and basically he was in a supermarket and he had 2 watermelons in his hand.
Okay.
And they looked exactly the same, identical. But he explained why they were different. One had seeds and one didn't.
Okay.
And then from then, it kind of grabbed me in, and I kind of just started looking at every video that he had, and he explained why one was fake and why one was hybrid. Sorry, why one was hybrid and why one was real. And from then, I just knew that there was something that we wasn't being told.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so
when that happened, your lifestyle at the time, were you a healthy guy anyway? Or how did you come across the
we're
video?
just on a podcast.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep it real. In terms of the health, physically, I used to play a lot of football, so in that way, yeah. But what I was consuming was completely the wrong foods.
Okay, which is fair enough. Because for me, I went down that journey myself. So when I was at uni at Brighton, I was going out with a girl and she was vegetarian. Right. So we started doing a vegetarian diet for a whole year. Right. And some of the benefits, i.e. my immune system, digestive system, and actually feeling quite good were evident to be seen. The only issue I had is I couldn't get enough protein. So I was living on like chickpeas, lentils, kidney beans and all sorts, and then having 2 protein shakes a day just to try and get enough in. And I just found on that front, it was just lacking, especially being a vegetarian. And then we even tried to be like a vegan, like the veganism diet and stuff because of the whole animal cruelty and stuff. Not because it was a fad, but more of you watched a few videos of animals being killed and stuff. And it was very much of like, that's traumatizing. Yeah, well, I've seen some rough stuff, man. It's prison labor shit. And you're kind of going... That's the food we're putting inside us, That's right. Yeah. And it threw me out for a week. So I was like, I can't buy chicken from Tesco's or Sainsbury's because they're in a factory and those guys are just crammed together and they're pumped in with all types of stuff. And it was just, it traumatized me for a while. And then after that, I moved back to London and I realized that buying just vegan food is quite expensive, right? And it just costs shitloads, man. But you've got recipes and stuff that you've put together.
That's it. Like, I want to say...
See that plug there, right?
Yeah. to referring back to the question, basically, did you feel different within yourself when you done the vegetarian diet?
I did. No, I did. I felt actually more in tune with my body, which is quite weird. It's very weird to explain that, but I did feel more in tune. I felt, because I've got digestive issues. So I've suffered for the past 4 years with gastritis, gastritis, and it will come to me. It's gone, but it just means that I get loads of inflammation of the gut. And if you follow like a vegan diet or a plant-based diet, it tends to get rid of some of the inflammation. So I was feeling better, but it was just the protein, man. I was struggling on the protein front.
Okay, so the protein. Now, I did do a post on this the other day, speaking about protein and how I came across a post and it had loads of foods on there like bacon, eggs, avocados, certain different foods on there. And I just done a quick post and just explaining to people that none of these foods have protein.
Okay.
If anything, if they do have protein, I don't know what protein is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what protein is. And to me, I know minerals is what we need as humans.
Of course, yeah, vitamins, minerals.
So what about
Proteins
on the journey up here, like I said, because I've been working flat out all day, haven't eaten any food, and I needed to get something in my belly to come here, and I bought a protein bar. And as soon as I sat down, I looked at you and I said, "Oh, don't tell me off for eating this," because even though it's advertised and displayed as a protein bar, I'm still subconsciously thinking to myself, look, that can't be healthy, everything that's in there.
But you just spin the package though, huh? You
spin the package and you look at it, you read it, but I'm from a true, from a health point of view.
Yeah.
I'm trying taking calls.
He's taking calls, isn't it?
Make sure they get my information.
Jay-Z out here, man.
Sorry, go on.
No, I'm thinking like the difference between protein's protein.
Yeah.
But
Not
if you're
really.
saying that's what I'm saying. So if you're saying protein isn't in the food that's advertised, what is it and how can they?
Well, this is what I was trying to say to you. What I was trying to say is protein is a myth. It's a myth. We don't need protein.
This is a guy who's done a nutrition qualification in PT for 10 years.
Right.
Did you see that look? That was that
Right.
look of, bro, I live on protein.
Right.
The
man.
size of him.
So
Yeah, you're gonna have to convince me here because I'm sitting there going,
yeah,
dude,
like
I plugged your show, I plugged your stuff.
I throw your degree out the window.
Yeah, now you're
listen,
trying to shut my
hey,
shit,
listen,
bro.
mate, the truth hurts, man. The truth hurts, you get me? But from my extensive research here, I've come to learn that protein, we don't need protein.
Okay.
We don't naturally produce protein, so we don't need it. We actually naturally produce 102 minerals.
Okay.
Well, we're actually made up of 102 minerals. Same minerals as the sky, the earth, the clouds, the rain, the trees. 102 minerals. So what we need to be putting in our body is minerals,
Yeah, fair
not
enough.
protein. Protein is man-made.
So what's the protein in chicken then?
So when people say you get protein from plants,
Yeah.
there's no protein in plants. It's minerals.
I'm trying to think of a plant that gives me protein.
Well, you obviously you get the
Shoot.
hemp protein.
Yeah, you get hemp protein.
Hemp protein.
Yeah,
But-
but they advertise it as hemp protein.
Right. So this is what I'm trying to
But
say.
that's manufactured though, hemp protein, yeah?
Right.
It's
Right. Well, I don't know. I couldn't tell you about that, but
I know, I think hemp is
So hemp is derived from the plant,
yeah.
right?
yeah, but then
From the
But
seed,
then of
yeah.
which when man touches it, we can fabric that into anything that we want. So whether it be a panel for a car,
Clothes, all
clothes,
sorts, yeah.
paper to write on,
Mhm.
etc.
Mm.
So it's just however they work it.
Yeah.
But then they're obviously working it into a protein shake, which is that another way of capturing a different percentage of the market that
Well,
we're not
yeah.
buying regular
But of
protein
course
shakes.
It's manipulation.
Well,
isn't
of
it?
course it is, because you're going to have the whole market of vegetarians, people who are vegan, who are going to have to find a way of getting more protein in. And they probably will go for hemp protein, rice protein.
But this is the thing where we're
And
getting
to the
it
others.
twisted. We're getting it twisted because we don't need protein. I said it before.
I don't know if I can sit on that fence with you.
We don't need protein. Have you tried not to have protein?
I can't, man.
What makes you think? What test shows
Go
that
on.
you don't have protein inside your body?
No,
Is
no,
there any
you
test?
have. I think you have protein already in your body, but all you're doing there is protein's used for replenishing muscle stores and building muscle stores. It's your muscle blocks and replacing damage that you're going to do, especially if I use the gym, that I'm doing when I'm training and stuff. So you need to then replenish those muscle stores for you to then grow. That's the.
Why don't we just use minerals?
Like what? Shoot.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. So a muscle real builder, I'll use sarsaparilla.
Okay, I've had
That's a
sarsaparilla
root.
before. I've had it in a powdered form. You knock it in 2 scoops into water, mix it, and you can
Yeah.
add it into a shake. I've had that, spirulina, and a few others mixed in, but it's still not tick the box for
Well,
me.
spirulina is a hybrid, so you've mixed it with a hybrid.
Okay.
Spirulina is not natural. But back to the protein talk, like I said, protein and vitamins are just names of things, the titles.
Okay.
Do you understand? So they're just names of things. So just like I was talking to someone the other week about this, and I was saying the word black. Yeah, sorry to go off topic, but just for a scenario.
We'll get there soon because we've got a few black stuff to talk about.
Go on.
Yeah, but
I think I know where you're going with this, but go on.
So the word black is used by us and on us.
Mm-hmm.
So it was given to us, the word black. As you know, the word black is associated with everything that's associated with black is bad.
I heard
Did
this
you agree?
conversation a couple of weeks ago. So you got Black Friday and the list of black things
Black
that
cats, blackballed, all that.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is now that we've accepted a word and just ran with it. So we've left the N word out and we've accepted the black.
Mm-hmm.
We're not black, as you know. We're not black.
Of course not. The likelihood was we were brown.
Right.
Colour
So
skin tone.
so basically they've given us a word that it's not for us, basically. So to make it make sense, basically, protein and vitamins is something that's man-made, yeah. And they say that we need it, but we don't need it. So they're just putting a title on it to make it sound pretty and that, but we don't need this stuff.
But that could be the same across the board for everything. Names are made up for everything.
So
Yeah, well, of course. But
That's
do you know
loose.
what? Do you know what?
No. But listen. But
Go on.
the thing is, if it's not godly made, if it's not given to us by Mother Nature,
Mm-hmm.
then obviously it's a man-made product, yeah.
Yeah.
So even the stuff that Mother Nature has given to us have names, right?
Okay, but then so what about cow protein? Well, not necessarily cow protein, but if you kill a cow, you eat the cow, you get protein from that, animal protein.
Do
You get the minerals, right? Is that what
Do
you're
you?
saying?
Well, yeah.
What research have you done to say that you get protein from a cow?
Well, from beef and stuff. But for me, that's...
It's-
No, you're putting me on a tight one because in fairness, I've probably done no research. This is probably the education I've been told from the school days up to when you
Exactly
do
that.
your fitness courses. You're always told there's animal proteins, there's plant proteins and stuff, and that's what you're told. So you consume what you're told and you go from there. And that probably then ties into the conversation we had just the other day where after this conversation we've had now, I'm probably going to go home and do research. So I probably will WhatsApp him and say, that brother was right, you know, some of the shit he said. But it's only from having conversations like this, then it opens your brain to then say, you know, I've got to explore and I need to find out. So for me, I'm open to your suggestion of your notion on terms of protein and stuff like that. I will do my own research. You probably will get a WhatsApp message from me or from Johnny to you. But it's for me, it's all about learning. So for me, my information is information that I've gathered from what I've been told.
But we can, with everything that's happening now as well,
Shoot.
where we're saying a conversation that we were having last week, Michael, about the education system and what we're taught.
Of course, yeah.
Essentially, what I was saying to Shem earlier is that when we look to the doctors and stuff, I was talking to him about a skin condition
Yep.
and that I previously had. But then when you speak to the doctors, you go to the doctor, they give you antibiotics, they give you steroid creams and treatments and what have you. And then you get 6 months down the line, nothing's changed.
Yeah.
But then I'm thinking, why is the doctor that I'm trusting in so wrong and they're not being able to diagnose the issue? Or is he keeping me on a fish hook and just keep giving me antibiotics, which I've got to pay £14 for each time? But then I'm thinking it's not the doctor's fault because the doctor is telling me what he's been taught.
Right.
Do you see where I am?
Right.
To
it's a
the
systematic
degree-
thing.
So
just-
it's the same with the history that we were talking about. Is
Yeah.
that we might think protein's the protein, but then I also the kids coming up in the schools don't know about the African kingdoms of old
Right.
because we're not taught about them. Do you see what I mean? So we're not
Exactly.
necessarily taught how to look after our bodies in the correct way, and the textbooks and everything that we read from, we take it as gospel, but in actuality, those textbooks are just the correct answers to get the degree.
Of course, the
I
pass the exam.
couldn't have said it better myself. That's you said it exactly right.
Yeah.
So we've been taught by our ancestors, and they've taught. It's been a ripple effect, and it's come to now where we're just talking about protein. We need protein.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We eat chicken and we eat soul food and stuff like that. Now, this is what I'm trying to say about titles and thing. While I was going back to the protein talk and why, like, it's a myth, and why vitamins are a myth, and why black people calling themselves black is a myth. It shouldn't be done, basically. And that's why I get back to this, because what we don't do is we don't take it upon ourselves to go and do our own research, like I said to you. we're a nation of cut corners. So we become a nation of cut corner. So everything has to be easier for us, innit? So we don't want to walk 3 miles to get a bucket of water.
Of course,
we don't have to.
Car.
We don't have to because of the environment we're in.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm trying to say. We've been programmed into this way of living. So now, what I done is, from when I saw that watermelon video, I kind of took it upon myself to question everything. Even I never come to conclusions now, because when I first started my Instagram page, I used to promote moringa. I don't know if you heard of it.
Moringa.
Go on.
It's on.
I haven't.
No, I think I've heard moringa.
Moringa. It's like they call it the
lemon
tree
meringue?
of life.
Tree of life. All right, cool.
Yeah, no, I remember it's MORINGA. Yeah, we bought the tea a couple of weeks back.
Right.
I had some of the tea. It wasn't that good, but
Do you know what? I'm just
fly.
I'm just gonna apologise now, but we're sitting here talking about health products, and I'm sitting here drinking a beer. But it's been a long day, and the football was on and the sun was out. So let's have it.
oh, you're not one of those guys, are you? Jesus
Only 1-2
Christ.
nil today.
Yeah, wait, we sound like one of those racists.
I'm celebrating, bruv. Come on, 2-0.
Excited to celebrate, man.
Yeah.
But now that saying that, you changed this up. I'm going to change this up just a tad because you did mention the football stuff. Do you know what threw me, which I saw yesterday on the news, was to do with the guy who paid a pilot to fly a banner over the Burnley and Man City.
Yeah.
And from that, I went down the rabbit hole with that. So I listened to the story, and then I was like, okay, well, I'm going to jump online, and I start reading some of the comments on like the LBC comment page of information that people are putting forward.
Mm-hmm.
And then I read the stuff on, I think it's Joe on Facebook. So Joe's like a football and boxing.
Okay, no, yeah, I know. Yeah.
You read the comments on that, and if you read some of the stuff, it made me just sit there and kind of go, man, racism is just, it's real, you know? Full out there in the open. You got people there complaining that the guy shouldn't be charged, the guy shouldn't even get in trouble for that, white lives matter and all that shit. And I'm kind of going, they've completely missed the point on that. That message, you know, it's not saying white lives don't matter. Of course white lives matter. We know this, you know, but all people are saying is that, hey, look at the black people that are suffering at this time. Let's pay a bit of attention on that, and let's see if we can bring up their status as tad so that we're equal rather than it's always like that.
You listened to radio today? Radio 1 Extra?
No, I listened to LBC,
I haven't,
man.
no.
Okay, no, I had it on in the background, but they had Mr. Jam. Jam of the Week.
Okay.
And I was in the background when I was working, but 11-year-old girl is the Jam of the Week. She's made a song called, I think it's All Lives Matter, don't quote me, but the hook of it is, if all lives matter, Black Lives Matter.
Okay.
11-year-old girl
So
on national radio,
yeah.
schooling people about how can you misunderstand the message. Like, so all of these people that are coming out of the woodwork and what have you, it's the media that's and it's a learned thing that they've learned through generational passing it down.
Exactly.
Yeah, but then the media are playing on it as well. So what we're dealing with now is the guys that we used to have a coffee with in the kitchen at work and have banter with in the change room at football, yeah, are the same guys that now feel comfortable to not say anything behind your back, and they're saying it in public because they feel that they've got camaraderie from everybody else in the country to be able to say it. But they're getting sacked from their jobs and everything else, left, right and centre.
Yeah.
So it's going to need a change. But even on the racial divide that I can clearly see that's happening at the moment, with yourself, Shem, and myself, and the activities and everything that we're trying to do outside of that, it's brought the communities closer together, and we are educating people of different races about the way we truly see ourselves. We're learning about ourselves truly, and in all encompassing in that is the fact that we're now learning about alkaline diets and maybe stuff that's particularly good for everybody.
Well, stuff you should be learning, no?
It's stuff that should be in schools, man.
Of course, yeah.
100%.
But more importantly, good for me, as in a black man, yeah? And there's certain things that would benefit me more than it would other people, but it benefits everybody.
Yeah, like the diet I teach or I promote is African. It's an African diet.
Yeah.
So African people, for African people.
Mm-hmm.
But not just for African people. But I specifically promote it for African people.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
But that doesn't mean that the diet is just for African people. But the reason, so like I said to you before, the first how I got into this was through Yada, and then I got introduced to Sabi, not personally, but
Dr. Sabi.
Yeah, Dr. Sabi, sorry.
Is it Sabi or Sebi?
Sebi, I don't know.
Because when you said Sabi, I was thinking, is that another brother I've not heard of?
I say Sabi, innit? I don't know.
I don't know. Dr. Sebi.
I thought it was Sebi, yeah. It was Sebi.
I'll just check.
Yeah, okay. Alfonso Alfredo. Okay, so basically, I think his name's Alfredo Bowman, his full name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, that's when I just I went from Yada to Sabi, and I never looked back. Now Sabi teaches the African diet. Do you understand? And what I realized is that when I taught my stuff like that, even when you called me on the show, I thought, well, I'm nobody. Like, what do you mean? Like, you're trying to get me on this thing? But I realized over time, talking to people, that they don't even know that milk is not good for you. Milk doesn't have any calcium in it.
Yeah, but it's not good for your digestive system anyway.
Right, and then little things like there's certain fruits and vegetables that are actually hybrid.
Yep.
And shouldn't be consumed. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Things like you shouldn't put your fruit and veg in the fridge. Like things like that, little things like that we should know, because when you put your fruit and veg in the fridge, they become toxic.
Of course. No, I smiled there for a second because I was telling someone the other day and they were saying, oh, no, I'm going to put potatoes and this and that in the fridge. And I was like, why are you putting it in the fridge? Just leave it out, the year get it. Just leave it as it would be if we was out in the land, you know? Don't put it in the fridge. Why would you put it in there? So it's just quite funny when you said that. It just made me smile because I was like, I had that conversation just the other day.
Yeah, so little things like that that you don't know, and everyone's doing it like it's normal, like it's meant to be. So just little things like that is what I teach, but I like to baby feed on my page.
How do you teach it then? Sorry to interrupt. Do you have like a website that you're teaching it on? Or?
What I do at the minute is I have the Instagram at the minute.
Cool.
So at the minute I got I sell CMOS and I sell IMC on that website, on that page, and I sell Alkaline electric teas.
What's IMC, please, bro?
Sorry, IMC is IMind Miracle Compound.
Okay.
Cool. So it's just a mixture of basically, we're, like I said to you before, we have 102 minerals.
Yep.
The fact that we're made up of 102 minerals, we need to keep them minerals up. You know what I'm saying? So that's when we get deficiencies. So the IMC has 102 minerals in it. Okay. So it's a mineral boost. Whereas the CMOS has 92 minerals out of the 102 that we need.
Cool.
So the CMOS is good in itself. Just alone, it's a superfood. 92 minerals, you can't go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But the IMC, like I said, is the father of that. It's like it's got every mineral. So, you know what I mean? You're going to get a mineral boost from that. But
so on that point, you bought some sachets along, didn't you? You bought like...
I have a little look. I picked up some iron teas the other day.
I love that. As soon as you start talking about minerals and stuff, and I'm sitting there going, that
Let's have a look.
Good,
get something
boy.
out, man. Let's have a look, man.
To be fair, I actually got
So we
some for
don't
you,
forget.
John, that I was meant to give to you the other day.
Look at how we got freebies on the show, man. I feel like I made it these days, man. 10 followers and everything.
That's right, these are carbon iron tea bags.
Let me have a look, see? Because I saw it on, I think Johnny sent me a picture of it. Or one of these. Which one did you send me of?
It was the iron tea.
Okay.
Yeah, it's this one, wasn't it? Carbon iron.
So we can get that on
carbon
the camera.
iron.
Yeah.
We've got...
Is that the same one I gave you?
I think so, yeah.
Is it?
Might be. I got a picture of it here.
If it's carbon iron, then yeah. If it's carbon, then yeah. But these ones...
So this is a mix you've got here. It's a little blend.
That's a mix for you guys. That's for you.
For you guys.
That's for you.
G?
Herbal mix.
I like that,
That's for the cameraman over there.
Eugene.
I don't forget about people.
Eugene,
Don't worry.
shout out.
So that's a...
No, I'll give these a try because for me, I'm all on learning. For me, it's a
carbon iron I had.
If you continuously learn, you will progress and be stronger and smarter. So for me, that's always good. But thank you so much.
I'll tell you what, Bradley, this is a spare packet here for you.
Thank you.
That's the Mulayan and Eyebright.
There you go.
So it's the and the thing that I asked you the other day about
That's your carbon, I think, isn't it?
Where's Eugene's? This one.
What's that there? I got there.
Well, you got free.
IMind herbal mix. This for Eugene, right?
Right. That's for That's for Eugene. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. So what I asked you the other day, like bearing in mind there's sample packs, there's a few tea bags in here, but it's not just one cup of tea you have, right? So you can reuse the tea bag.
That's right. So the tea bags can be used for 24 hours or 48 hours, just as long as when you put the tea bag in and the water starts getting discoloured.
Yep.
If it don't go discoloured and it stays water, then obviously throw it away.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Question: retail price. What am I looking at? So if I enjoy these, I divulge these to the masses, and I have a good time, and it feels good, and it makes me feel good. if I wanted to get some more, how does that work?
Oh, basically, we're in the process of setting up our website, so the website's not there yet. Cool. But just text us on or contact us on Instagram.
Cool.
Just DM us on there, and you can get any product you want.
What's the page name, bro?
IMind Alkaline.
Okay, it's in the bio anyway, and obviously you can reach it on our page. But
that's right. Okay. And we have a sister page as well called IMind Beauty.
Okay.
And they just deal with natural beauty products and stuff like that. I actually bought some along for you guys.
Oh, I got beauty products as well. What's that? Face masks and stuff. Eugene, you get a face mask.
Well, so don't.
Hey, these things smell boom, you know. I'm telling you, I bought some for my wife, and she
I know this
them.
is a better show than we had last time. Man. I was really sad after the show. Now I've got products to go home.
Bruv, the last show we had was me and you. What, you want me to bring you treats?
Yeah, man.
I bought you some Haribo, bro.
Bring me like a beer or something.
I bought you Haribo, man.
But no, these are cool, man. So what we
this
got
is
there?
This is a moisturizer. This is called a shea butter whip.
Cool.
Yeah, so this is just made out of shea butter and coconut oil and some other ingredients my missus puts in it. But it's all natural alkaline ingredients.
Cool. And that's what, for face or body? What
this is for face and hair.
Okay, cool.
So
that's good.
entire body.
You might need that then.
Entire body. But I wouldn't recommend it for, that's a cherry flavour. This one's coconut.
Brother, I've been using this for 38 years, can't you tell, man?
And then we have a mango one there, so you lot can pick between you lot.
I have a little smell on these. These look wicked, man. So
but, they go for £5, and we've got a bigger pot that's double the size that goes for £10.
Cool.
A lot of our products are what it is really originally when I got into this, I wasn't here to make money because I then had a daughter at 2019.
Okay.
And I've got 3 kids, by the way. I've got a 13-year-old, an 8-year-old, and then I got she's 17 months, and then I've got 11-year-old stepson as well.
Cool.
But it's just since my daughter was born, I thought to myself, well, I'm trying to be alkaline. At that time, I was trying to get into the alkaline thing, and so I thought, my daughter's born, what am I going to feed her? And
of course.
It's obvious I'm not going to feed her any rubbish.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So then I jumped on that, and I kept up with it and started keeping her on the alkaline. But then I realised that my nephews and nieces were being born, and then friends had kids and stuff like that. And I thought, maybe I can help them out as well. So that's when I started the page.
Yep.
And I thought more about supporting people than extorting.
Okay.
What I mean by that is we don't make top profit.
Yeah.
So we go at lower end of the profit. Do you know what I'm saying? So we're still making a bit of profit to keep us ticking over.
Keep rolling over, yeah.
Right. So it's more of a hobby for me, this
Okay.
right now.
Well, no, but this is good for me. As I said, I'm going to try the teas. We're going to try the creams and stuff.
Yeah.
But the way I see these type of things, there's no difference in terms of the packaging here to something I could see in Holland and Barrett. What's the shop? Body Shop.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
creams,
for me,
yeah.
I could see something like this in Body Shop.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you packaged it even more and you mentioned the story of Alkaline and all the other stuff that goes into it, for me, that gets it on the shelves.
Yeah.
So it's just all it's about is just getting the message behind it, getting the structure in place, i.e. get the website and a few other things. And I can't see why you wouldn't put that in a shop.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like, we're not ready right now. Like, even I know we're not ready. I want to have the website ready and everything ready and sharp. I mean, but
okay.
I know a lot of famous. When I say famous, I mean.
So, right. You ain't said the name yet. I'm just waiting for you to drop something.
Are you dropping names? Wow.
Huh?
No, I'm not. I'm not dropping no names.
Come on, bro.
No names. I wish I could, but I know there's a few people that are well known over in this country that I can actually get on lives with and send my products to and stuff like
Good
that.
shout. Yeah, good
but
shout.
I'm just not ready yet.
Okay.
Until I'm ready, I'm not going to do it.
2 words.
Because
2 words.
2 words.
Dragon's Den.
Yeah, Dragon's Den. I was going to say 3 words. Time is now.
Yeah, that's.
Don't wait.
He's here.
Yeah.
It's a progression.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But keep it moving.
Yeah, because you get it out there. Even if you're not even in the form that you want to be, you get it out there.
Yeah.
Because as things move, they move, and then you get support, and then people say, okay, I'll put some funding in, I really like these products, and then they push it even further.
That's right.
But if you've not done that, then you're waiting, and then some other brother might watch our live stream and say, bro, those creams look kind of good. I might borrow it from Mike. And then before you do
yeah, well, it's funny you say that, because it's happening already, man.
Is
I get
it?
a lot of copycats, but to be fair, I see it as a compliment, because I'm there to teach people. And if I see someone on the road doing exactly what I'm doing,
yeah, it is.
I'll support them.
That's the way it should be. But and I know, and Johnny knows, and even Eugene knows, it's not like that.
Yeah.
It's always one of those things where I want to do better than you. I want to see what you're doing. Okay, you've got carb and iron. I'm going to see if I can work out what mixture you're putting in and then release something else, which is a good idea in terms of to have that support notion. But we live in a world where it's not progressed in that direction yet. I can't see us going there for a while.
We're transitioning into that because another conversation that we've had, one thing I saw the other day, again, hey, listen, it's so relevant, everything keeps coming back to race, but I saw Anthony Joshua gave his speech in Watford. Right, and he said only shop at black-owned businesses. Yeah, and then Tyson Fury, whether they do it, he's saying it to create some tension between them before there's a fight. But Tyson Fury said last week, Anthony Joshua's what he said was racist. If I said that, people would label me a racist. But what I think that Tyson Fury didn't understand and articulate very well is the fact that we have been purchasing things from white people for centuries.
But it's not necessarily white people.
Well, yeah, the industry
products come from.
No, but no, I don't mean our products.
Union shops.
So we
hair products.
Yeah, they make them. I don't mean all of that stuff. I'm talking about like if you buy trainers, jeans, clothes, etc., the money doesn't go to us. So all Anthony Joshua was saying, look, if those people don't care about us, let's invest in ourselves. So the pure fact that I've got someone that I know that is selling alkaline food, teaching me about alkaline food, and your brother as well, I'm going to support you and back you 100%. So it's about getting the message out there. And it's not to say if Shem was a white guy and still doing the same thing,
you push it.
I'd push it.
Yeah.
But I just feel the way we are now, I have an opportunity to be able to invest my time and my funds into helping somebody else progress.
Yeah.
So I think the more that you can get that message out to people, the more people are going to buy into it.
Definitely.
Which is why I wanted you to come on the podcast.
Yeah.
So we can obviously expand what you're trying to do. And then I think this is a funny one. So I said, do you want to come on the podcast? And I don't know, I don't know if I know enough. And I said, who do I ask questions about alkaline food to? It's you. I don't know.
Yeah.
So you know more than me already.
Yeah.
Right. And then I said, I'll pick you up today. He said, how many people are going to be there? Because I'm going to bring some samples and that. And I said, myself, Michael, and Eugene, the cameraman. And Shem said, pardon?
Oh, is that too many
he
people?
Said, cameraman. He said, what's this?
What about the number of people?
Is this a camera thing?
Yeah,
and I was like, yeah, it's a camera thing. We want to see you, man.
They will see your products. They see who you are. For me, this is going to be, this has been a great experience anyway, because I work with clients. I've got loads of PT clients, and I'm always trying to find ways to enrich their lives as well as my own life. So if I'm now let into a newer world where there are new products that I can now offer those guys and say, okay, these can then be added into your diet. This is some of the stuff that you could use on your face, on your hair and stuff, which is going to help maybe help your hair grow or make your hair softer and all the other stuff. For me, it adds more value to me as a product, as a PT, but it also allows them to progress and get fitter and better and more happier lives. So for me, it's a win-win on that front.
Yeah, it's right. It's right. I think what you lot are doing is good, man. It's great, man. Like to be fair, like I've seen podcasts before, but when you see someone that you know doing it, it's inspirational, definitely, man. And I think that when I heard it, cause I've listened to, I think the last one I listened to was a woman, or she actor or something, a singer or something.
Simone.
Yeah. Shout out to Simone.
Yeah.
Big up.
Yeah. Shout out.
I listened to that one, man. That was a good session. That was, man. So
she's coming back for part 2. But while we're talking about obviously the health side of things, Michael being a personal trainer, etc. One of the things I wanted to ask you is the foods. Obviously, you're saying everything's made up of minerals, so 102 minerals. So when we're talking about the myth that we've just worked out is protein, how about branch chain amino acids? And is that
they what amino
branch
acids?
Chain amino acids? Yeah. So BCAs.
Well,
that you will see packaged up in all of the sports shops and
supplements, basically.
Yeah, supplements.
Yeah.
So talk to me about those, because if I'm what they say they do, to help you. I don't know. Mike will be able to tell me more. Maybe so.
Yeah. What do they do? I don't really know what I mean.
It's the building blocks. So it's similar to what we mentioned before with the protein replenishing the stores and allowing you to then build more protein and more muscle. It's just getting more of that in your system and connecting all that stuff together.
So it's like a binder,
that's it. Yeah. And you're kind of ticking the boxes. I think there's the essential. I'm gonna mess this up now because I've not eaten in a while, but it's essential amino acids that you can get from food, and then there's a few that you can't get and that's why you have to have a supplement to get them on. So lysine and a few others. And that's what normally comes in the BCA package. Okay. But that's how it's packaged. Remember, this a lot of the information I'm divulging to both of you guys.
Yeah, you're teaching me,
is the information that I've been divulged to by someone else who's told me that this is the way you should get more protein in, get more muscle on and stuff like that. So I'm sure it could always be challenged like you're probably going to do now. And then it means that I have to leave this conversation and jump on the laptop and do a bit of research.
No, so this is my question. So what I was going to ask is, so you've got supplements there that they sell in the health stores, or the sports stores, if you want to call it. But for anybody that's got like joint pain, tenderness in muscles and what have you, what sort of products would you be suggesting for those people to have?
Was it glucosamine? And chloridine is good for joint pain and also glucosamine.
Glucose.
So not sugars.
No, glucosamine.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. Can someone get up?
Yeah, 1 second. Bear me a second.
Glucosamine.
It sounds
scientific to me.
If I came to you,
I thought I was just going to tell
if I came to you and said, "Look, my knees are hurting."
Yeah.
I'm talking to you now. My knees are hurting. Is there anything that you could recommend to me that I should be having in my diet that would be able to help me like rejuvenate the joints, the tendons, the muscles?
100%, I'll say CMOS.
CMOS, okay.
CMOS. What is CMOS?
CMOS.
What is it?
It's I want to say it's people call it sea vegetable, people call it seaweed, but it's an algae. It's part of the algae family.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like a sea vegetable, basically.
I've come across that. I've come across that because I had a supplement. Everything's all supplements, right? But and it was kind of like seaweed. It was seaweed bits mixed together, and you've got all types of stuff that came from it. I'm trying to think of the name of the product. It will come to me.
Nori?
Potentially. But it's part of the Mega Greens pack that I used to buy. And it had different variations for your immune system, for your body and stuff like that. The name will come to me.
How would you have the CMOS then?
Basically, you can have it in soups, teas, stews. You can have it raw. Mm-hmm. It's tasteless and it don't smell of anything. Mm-hmm. If it does, it'll probably smell of the sea.
Okay.
You can smell the proper nutrients in it. Mm-hmm. But it's easy to consume.
So what's the process of putting that together? Because I think if you look at CMOS, is kind of like, it looks like seaweed or an algae thing, yeah? Mm-hmm. But then when I had some from you, it was in a jar and it looked like jelly.
That's right.
So how do we get
we
from
blend
there
it up
to there?
So when you get your CMOS now, you're going to blend it up and then you're going to wash it first, Mm-hmm. So you're going to wash it, then you're going to leave it to soak for maybe 20 minutes to half an hour. And then obviously you give it another little rinse off again. And then you leave it to soak for another 20 minutes again. Mm-hmm. That water that you're soaking it in becomes nutritious rich, because the CMOS actually dissolves slowly. Mm-hmm. So it will become part of so the water will become nutritious. So you can use the water to blend the CMOS in with as well.
Okay.
And that's it. It's as simple as that. So you're just using spring water. Remember, make sure it's spring water, no other water. Spring water and CMOS. Blend it together, and then voila, that's it. You can use as much water as you want, or you can use no water at all. It's up to you how you do it. But to get the gel, you're going to need the water for it to set in the fridge and all sorts.
So with it leads on. I like it, man. We were having a conversation in one of the groups the other day, and you were schooling people on the pH balance of water and what we should be drinking, and natural, spring, mineral. And I was thinking, I'll just go and pick up a bottle of Evian, or I don't really think of it like that.
Yeah, of course not.
Until you said that, because I was thinking it's bottled water, so it's healthier than drinking tap water.
No, because there's a difference. Because I had I was going to say a friend, but a lady who used to work at the gym I used to work in Hendon. She used to teach classes, and then for some reason she stopped me. She said, "Oh, we've got this water filter that she was selling. There's a company, it's a Japanese or American company, that they sell water filters, and what they do is it purifies the water."
Right.
So you get she was trying to explain to me the difference between the pH levels, and I was just over my head. But yeah, it went over my head completely. I was just like, I buy Evian water because I've been told that's probably one of the cleanest ones to go with. But she was trying to give me water, so I used to go to her house and she'd give me bottles of water and say, try the water out and see how you feel thereafter. To be honest with you, I didn't feel any different. Obviously, she was trying to sell me the water filter package. But what would be the difference? Because you got the difference with the acidic water and then the more alkaline water.
Yeah, the pH levels
the
in
difference
water.
in those.
Like for instance, look, this is the water I drink. This is Highland water, and the pH level of this is 7.8.
Okay.
So anything above 7.2 is alkaline.
Okay.
Anything below is either dead or neutral. So 7 is neutral. Sorry.
Okay.
Now the water that you're talking about with a filter, and that's what they call distilled water, basically.
I'm trying to think if that's the name she might have said something like that.
Well. Sorry, that's wrong. You do get distilled water, and then you get filtered water, but it's the same thing really. But none of these water have electrolytes in them.
Okay.
They're dead water. If anything, when you're drinking them waters, and you're consuming them, they're robbing you of your minerals when you get rid of them. So when you piss it out and whatever else, they're taking your minerals out with
flushing
you.
Out.
Good minerals.
So then, if I just put a tablet of electrolytes in the water, would do the trick?
What? Sorry.
A tab of electrolytes. You
A
can
tab?
buy. Yeah,
Tablet.
tablets. Of
Another
It's
supplement.
man-made, bro.
We're gym
man,
guys,
on the
man.
hating thing, man.
No, but what I'm trying to say,
Everything's a supplement, man.
Yeah,
Come on.
man, that's why
this is how you'll be alright. Yeah.
Supplement Mike round here.
Basically, if it's man-made,
Yeah.
then it's not for human consumption.
Which
It's that simple.
I get that, but most of the time, everything is man-made at the moment. It's very hard.
I understand what you're saying.
To search for like the products you're putting forward. It's very hard to buy stuff like this.
It's not hard. It's
Okay.
because you haven't tried to. Like,
Where would
sorry,
I look?
I can't say you haven't tried to, but it's because you haven't been consistent on it.
Okay.
You haven't really wanted to change. I'm saying it's
No,
just
I
like
want to
maybe
change. It's just for me. I found it.
you don't know.
You know, it's not necessarily I don't know. It's just where would I search? For me, I'm one of those people that I go to the health food shops and all those places, and I'm very keen on making sure that what I put in my body is
Clean.
it's good for me. Yeah, obviously I'm taking protein shakes and electrolytes tablets that you've kind of written off and you've thrown my notion of that stuff in the bin. But I try and keep above on all the stuff that I need for my body to make me feel better and stronger. But it's very hard finding these products.
Yeah, because if you don't know, you don't know.
Well, then you're going to have to, at the end of this, you're going to have to either shout out on camera where we need to go as people, or
IMind Alkaline.
Yeah, okay, but there's other.
No, we're not gonna. Listen, we're not gonna pick up other people.
Yeah, go there. He's doing it over there.
Bigging up Shem.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
One thing from the lockdown, especially. So for me, I'll go to work. On my way home from work, I'll stop at the supermarket or shop. I'll go home, like without thinking, like robotically. But then when we went into lockdown, and the supermarkets and like everything was long to get into because you got to queue up for X amount of time, and if you're not lucky to have a click and collect slot,
you're in trouble.
You're in trouble. So one of my wife's friends does a home food service, and she said her produce guy for the fruit and veg has said because the restaurants are shut down, he's getting no business. So if he comes and delivers, he will come and deliver to you because he's still earning. And then I said that to one of my friends, and he was like, "Oh yeah, but you're only doing it because of the lockdown." And I said, "But that's irrelevant." I said, "If he gets another 10 customers, and 7 of them go back to the supermarket when lockdown's finished, but 3 stay, that's 3 extra customers that he's picked up, which now have an understanding of fresh produce and have worked it into their diets." And another place that I go to is my cousin's, his missus' family butchers.
Right.
So now where I'd pick up my meat from, again, the supermarket, I'm now getting decent cuts of meat directly from the butchers, and I've been there every single week since lockdown.
Right.
And I won't change that habit now.
So what's your question?
No, I've not got a question.
Oh, you're just telling me. Okay.
No, I'm just saying. No. Because what Michael was saying is like, where do we get this stuff from?
Yeah.
And my example of that is when people listen to this podcast and hear what you've got to say.
Yeah, I'm going to search your stuff.
So that's their.
I want to.
That's their opportunity. Like I came across the fruit and veg produce and the butchers because of lockdown.
Yeah.
We're speaking to you, so people are going to come across Alkaline diet.
Yeah.
Course.
Maybe from listening to you.
Yeah.
So that's just my example. So I didn't have a question there.
Yeah. So when you're saying though, like, where do you go to look for? Like, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to baby feed people into eating clean and eating right, basically.
What about YouTube channel?
A YouTube channel.
Yeah, little mini tutorials.
You see, everything I do, everything I've started this business from. I've been doing this whole thing for a long time now, but I actually started the business and published it in 2019 December.
Okay, it's recent then.
So recently.
Yeah.
So for me, I've been doing every single thing myself. My missus, she does the beauty side of stuff, and she helps with some cooking and whatever. Because originally, before the corona, I was going to bring out a takeaway, an Alkaline takeaway.
Okay.
But you were doing cook-alongs as well, right?
I was doing cook-alongs every Sunday. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we stopped that, but we are going to start again. But it's because I'm just doing everything. I'm just trying to manage so much stuff for myself, and I know where I want to go, but I don't have the right team at the minute. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that's why I haven't pushed out products and done certain things and gone here and there. But hopefully, because I want to try and get my message across as quick as possible, man. Like,
to me, that just sounds like tutorials. You have mini videos explaining certain foods, certain myths, and just giving people that education so that they know like the differences. And then when you then drop your products, then they're kind of going, okay, you know, he's like the guru on this stuff. I'm more inclined to buy from the website, or if you had a stall, like a market stall or something, we're trying to boost your business.
Yeah.
I know.
I tell you, man.
He's got this all. He's got this. He knows.
I was just saying, but if you had a stall, maybe in a market, I don't know what the local market is where you guys are from. Where I'm from, it's Portobello Market. Grab a stall.
Yeah.
You could sell this stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And if you've already got these tutorials online, you've got that kind of evidence that I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You've been following my story. Come down to my store, fill the products, rub it on your face, take the tea home, and give it a try. And all that does is it just builds that brand even more. So
Lockdown's held a lot of us back.
Do you think so?
Yeah. When we come out of the other end of this, I do think so, because we haven't been able to go to the market store.
Well, see, it's weird. But for me, this whole lockdown experience has been actually a wicked one for me, because I've done all the things that I've wanted to do, which I haven't had the time.
Yeah, but imagine if you had a market stall to sell CMOS.
Well, you can get a market stall.
In lockdown?
Not in lockdown, but... Okay, but I'm just saying, before lockdown.
I'm just sticking up for my boy, man.
No, I'm not crazy.
Like, as soon as if Boris says tomorrow, lockdown's finished. Like it has for all of the MPs already.
But lockdown's finished anyway.
Right. Started for them.
Yeah, it hasn't even started for them. But if he said, right, that's it, done, everyone go back to normal, then what we've just said, I'm pretty sure you will be doing.
What,
did you
the
hear that?
takeaway or what he just said?
all of what he...
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'll be doing it by now. You're right.
Okay.
You're right, because obviously you can progress. If you're in your yard, you can't do nothing.
Exactly.
I think you still can. See, I don't know. Maybe that's...
No, but look what he's saying, though. What's the, you're going to go against... So, okay...
We'll go against Johnny.
No,
we'll go against
Boris.
Johnny all the time.
You can't go against Boris.
But Boris is chatting rubbish anyway. He said we're going to ease up on the lockdown.
With everything that's happening now.
Was it yesterday? He said, or yesterday or the day before, we're going to ease up on the lockdown, guys. But bear in mind, we're still in the lockdown. I was showing a picture to my grandmother today. Bournemouth Beach. Everyone's on the beach. Lockdown's finished, man.
If Shem went to Bournemouth Beach and started selling carbon iron tea...
What happened?
You're getting beaten up by the police, I'm telling you.
No, I think Shem's a respectable brother here, man. I'm supporting the cause here.
Hey.
Listen, that's what they want us to do. They're tempting us. They're tempting us. Huh?
I'm holding back, don't worry.
I'm waiting for... I don't agree with with the stuff that Boris says, but I will do what Boris says because I think that they are trapping us. But that's a different thing. But we're talking about the food. You know my views on it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I know you're going, but I've never been in since lockdowns happened. Sorry, anyone that's going to be against me, but I haven't adhered to the rules. I haven't followed the rules.
All right. Well, I've not been out with him anywhere.
People have been watching us and stuff, and I'm like a stand-up person, man. I ain't on that shit.
Yeah.
You didn't see your face.
Like when I say,
I don't know if I signed up.
No. I'll be real. I have to be real. I have to be myself in it.
No, it's good.
To be fair, like when I say I haven't followed the rules, I haven't been wearing masks. I haven't been washing my hands like excessively. I haven't staying indoors. I go out when I want.
You have been washing your hands.
Well,
but not excessively because again, what you're talking about, minerals and everything else, if you consistently wash your hands after every single thing you do, you're wiping everything off your skin, aren't you?
I believe so.
I get that.
Yeah. So, so I don't believe in the whole corona thing, to be fair. That's my opinion on things, but I don't want to get into that because
no, you can get into that because for me, me and Johnny have had a few late night WhatsApp messages about stuff like that and other stuff. For me, I'm still 50-50 in it in terms of I'm as I said, maybe I'm a bit naive sometimes, but I want to believe in this coronavirus stuff because if I am now believing that it's false and it's a myth and all the other stuff, then it's kind of going, I've kind of put my whole life on standby for 12 weeks in terms of work and a few other things on the basis of we are now in some sort of lockdown, you know? I moved out of where I was staying with my grandmother to now move in elsewhere on the basis of that. So for me, it's like, if we have no real information, i.e. this is the truth and stuff, I could have not done all those things. So I need to stay in my lane, believing that.
But you see where it's got you now? This is what it's meant to do. Have you confused? You don't even know what to do. Do you know what I'm saying? You're like, don't know, should I do? I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? It's a bit wishy-washy. Like, and I believe that's what they try to create, that confusion within people.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
But it's the division that we're seeing now as well.
The division?
With the race and everything else. So they're confusing everybody. They're pumping out information for people to believe, not believe, create debates between people, make people fall out with each other. I understand what you're saying. It's mad. I was just looking at these Instagrams. So I was just going to say, we get 45 minutes here, don't we? On the live. So I'm just saying, for the live guys, it might cut off in a minute, but then we'll be straight back on after that. But and again, something else for the live guys, with the guys that are watching, if you've got any questions as well, just pop some questions into the live, and I'll try and pick them up as we go, and see if Shem can answer anything on the hop. But just bringing it back round to the food and everything else, and obviously the health stuff. One thing that has taken off a lot in recent years is the CBD oils and cannabis treatments, if you want to call it that, for like even from things from like schizophrenia to sleep deprivation and
joint pain,
anxiety, etc. Have you looked into that at all?
I can't say I have. CBD, I've heard about it and I heard it does wonders and that, but I've never really looked into it.
But again, I think I'll have a look at that. We can have a discussion about that offline, because I was thinking if it's kind of like, is that akin to the alkaline? Because it's obviously not food, is it? You're not going to eat. Yeah.
Well, it's a natural plant, a marijuana plant.
Yeah.
I don't know what the scientific name of it is, but it's a natural plant, and it is. Do you know actually the marijuana leaf? Yeah, it was actually a symbol for the UN. I can't remember how many years ago, but they changed it now. But you know, the United Nations, that was actually the symbol, the marijuana leaf. Yeah. So it's got to have some sort of.
So
power,
is the United Nations now? Is it a picture of? Is it like a bird's eye view of the world? Yeah. With circles all encompassing, like stretching out.
Yeah. I think so. I'm not really.
Yeah, which also has some symbolism.
Are we talking about the symbol itself, right?
Yeah. Have a look at it. Pull it up there, please.
This one.
There you go. Yeah. So it's a bird's eye view of the continents.
Which is like a target.
Yeah. If we look at this,
this is like a target for me. A target with different places in the center.
That's got some deep meaning in it as well.
Okay.
I'm not gonna get into that.
Is that another go down the rabbit hole?
Yeah,
thing?
That's another go down the rabbit hole thing.
I'm losing friends with that type of shit, man.
We are, but I don't mind, man. But it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, Shem, like, so again,
people get upset with all this chat, man.
Yeah. With all of in my opinion, the older you get, obviously the more you want to look after your body.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, and then the older you get, the wiser you get, obviously, and you start to take time to look into things that interest you a lot more, rather than going with the crowd,
the norm,
that you're with. And you start to like separate maybe a little bit. You still have your friends, but you concentrate on yourself. Yeah. So in your spare time, like your mind, your soul, your body, what do you do to relax, bro?
Definitely first thing I do, if I ever have any time, is my children. Because me personally, I've got 3 children for 3 different women. Yeah, I'll just put it out there now. Yeah, everyone knows.
All right.
So
we're shouting them all out.
Yeah.
Huh? Cindy, Laura, what's up, baby?
All right, go on.
All right, don't say that. My missus will go mad. But so me, my kids. Okay. So I don't get to spend much time with my 2 boys as I would like to. So my kids are my first point of call, and then football. I love football. That's my I think I love it more than anything. After my kids, the football's that's it, man. Like it's my passion. But and then I just like to educate myself. Every day I have to learn something new, and not just a little a new word. Like, I mean, something that's going to benefit me and maybe my children. So, like, there's people that out here that will invest their money in certain things, but me, I just like to invest my time into learning, so I can pass it on and
of course
help others. I mean,
I think that's the way it should always be, you know. For me, I'm similar to that. I spend my time trying to learn, upskill myself, and invest my time in stuff that's going to make me smarter, wiser, and better than I was yesterday. So no, I'm with you. Full agreement on that. I think more people need to have that sort of notion about life, you know, rather than wasting their time following shit that just means nothing. You know? Love Island and all the rubbish, you know what like I mean?
That's distraction.
Big time. It takes your mind completely. I messaged you yesterday in regards of mitochondrial Eve.
Yeah.
Because I saw a little video, snippet of a video. Some white lady was talking about some stuff, and she's talking about mitochondrial Eve, and I was like, okay. She's saying some stuff out here, and it sounds a bit outlandish, but you know what? I'm going to listen to her. I'm going to jump online, have a little search. And before I knew it, it took me down a rabbit hole, and it took me down to mitochondrial Eve, which was a black lady that came from East Africa. And I was going, okay. Then you do a bit more reading, and you're kind of going, okay, so all women kind of originated from this one woman. And you're kind of going, okay, so that's Eve. I'm not religious by any standard, but in my grandparents' house, they have a white Jesus standing there, blonde hair, blue eyes. But then you're kind of going, it then made me kind of question stuff. That's why I messaged you, and I was kind of going...
Yeah, and I came straight back.
Yeah, and I had to sit down and say, can I reply back just yet? Probably not, take a few moments. But it just made me kind of have more questions in my mind going, there's so much shit we don't know.
That's what
you
I'm
know,
saying.
There's just so much shit that
and how
is
you should
hidden,
look after yourself.
It's been tweaked. It's been, I'm going to say it out quite loud, whitewashed to the point where you're kind of going, we don't know where we're from, or we don't really know what's actually the facts and the real truth unless you spend the time going down that rabbit hole and you realize, shit, okay, we all originate from Africa. So then that kind of dispels the myth of the whole Jesus story in the Bible and stuff like that, and it just you keep going down journeys, man. Just keep journeying. So I don't know, but I just found that was quite interesting. That's why
it is. No,
I want to before I just want to go back to the water thing. The only water that we should be consuming is spring water.
Okay. Spring water tastes like, it's not, for some reason I had a little brain freeze. That's not like a sparkling water, is it?
No. You can get sparkling spring water.
Okay.
But I think that's obviously got additives in it.
Of course, yeah.
So what's the difference between spring? Explain the differences.
Yeah, well, spring is electrified water, so it carries electrolytes in it, and obviously spring water is above 7.2.
Okay.
Now, the best water we can drink, or that's available to us is thermal water. Thermal water. It comes out of the ground, I think, don't quote me.
Like volcanic?
Yeah. So it comes out of the ground at a certain temperature where it's ready, being alkalized.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So...
where'd you get that from?
Well, that's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay, because as soon as you said that, my head was going, I wouldn't mind trying that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind.
There's probably places out there that do sell it, but there's certain springs that you can go around the world and find these kind of waters, thermal waters.
So this, like you said before, so this one, because I've just realised I got the same water as you, is pH 7.8.
Yeah.
So anything above 7...
7.2.
Above 7.2 is what I should be looking for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
Cushy.
And also, I want to say, tap water is a no-go.
Okay.
Is a no-go.
Again, because they're trying to dumb us down out here, man. With the fluoride and everything else that's in the water.
Just sit here.
No. I mean,
you know. I'm glad. That's good.
I know about. Obviously, I went down the rabbit hole 15 years ago, and obviously, when Michael hit me up last night about Eve, I came straight back to him and said Adam and Atom, and how everything's built around that, and how everything comes from that.
Yeah.
So when people talk about the Garden of Eden, and I'm like, okay, people want to, and Atlantis, and people want to like say it's somewhere that doesn't really exist, but Christians believe that it does. But you tell me where it is. So then when you look at like modern day Iraq and that whole era, and you go back in time and you start looking at Acadia and Sumeria and understanding Sumeria, which is modern day Iraq. Okay, so if you hear about the Sumerians, and the Akkadians, they come from this like central area. Okay, and Babylon and everything else. So these are all in those areas. So what you were saying about whitewashing of Jesus, etc.
Yeah.
But so these are our people, right? This is where we came from, originate from. The Bible, and a lot of the stories that are in there derive from stories such as the Epic of Gilgamesh, which is a Sumerian story. So you'll have Noah, a Noah's Ark, but then in the Epic of Gilgamesh, you have Gilgamesh and different characters, but it's the same story, but the book predates it, the Bible, by 4, 5, 6,000 years.
Right.
Yeah. But the early teachings in those are how to cultivate food, how to look after yourself, how to form societies, etc. And we used to be so good at it back in the day. We've come away from it, so we've lost all of this knowledge.
What is this book? I need to know. What
so I'll lend it to you, bro, when we go.
Yeah.
So it's kind of... Are we off the Instagram? So just restart that.
Yeah, wait, let me just find
Just hit go live again, I think.
What's the book called?
The Epic of Gilgamesh.
Epic of Gilgamesh.
How do you find a book like that?
Graham Hancock.
Okay, yeah. I haven't finished those books yet.
Yeah. Bruv, I've got a couple of books I'm going to give you.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, that's cool, because that'll disappear. Okay, wait for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see. So, are we back? Is he live?
Yeah, we're live.
So Gilgamesh.
Okay, we're live. Okay. And we are back. So, yeah, the reason I was bringing that up is because all of these ancient, right, it's no different than, it's all suppression of information to keep us where we are.
Mm-hmm.
So when I see people such as yourself selling these products and it's an alkaline-based diet, and you're saying it's the African way of living from times ago, that I'm kind of like, they've taken this information away from us, and they don't want us to find it. You can find it, but then you have to search. But then you get into what you were saying about Dr. Sebi, and I'm thinking, well, hang about, if I see, if we are where we are, but the ancients didn't have anything that we have today, how did we get to where we are? Why are we still here? So they must have been doing something right.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm looking back, if you look at the Sumerian kings list, for example, some of the kings that are in there are dated as living for, like, this king ruled for 500 years.
Yeah.
This one ruled for 158 years. This
Yeah.
one ruled for 1,000 years. And I'm thinking, whoa, if I'm reading and researching all continents, and you've got pyramids on every continent, and you've got acorns on every continent, and you've got bags of water on every continent, but there was no devices to fly, traverse the seas, and we're taught in school that Columbus is the first guy to discover the Americas.
Yeah. We know that.
But then we're like, well, hang about, what about the Olmec heads in South America?
Yeah.
And
Pedro Nino
and Graham Hancock talking about the Denisovians, and they're now finding evidence that there was a melanated population in South America way before the Bering Land Strait.
Yeah, yeah.
For the migration that came across. Why don't they want us to know this? Why? I mean, you've obviously seen that Dr. Sebi obviously passed away, and is it Nick Cannon that's making the film about his life?
Yeah, it was Nipsey Hussle that was going to
Nipsey Hussle, okay.
I think he started it when Sebi was alive, I think.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think he started the document when Sebi was alive, and then Sebi passed away, and he continued it, obviously, and then obviously Nipsey Hussle passed away, and then Nick Cannon.
Yeah, so talk to me about that. What do you think, if you've got Dr. Sebi passing away, and then you've got Nipsey Hussle passing away, and you've got all of them trying to suppress the information that they're trying to teach you, why do you think that is, in your opinion, man?
Well, it's obvious, mate. Like, one thing of me, I go by patterns, man, because patterns don't lie. Do you understand? And it's funny you say that, because when Dr. Sebi passed away, a couple months later, or weeks, whatever, I think it was months, a couple months later, a guy called Dr. Africa.
Okay.
Laila Africa. I don't know if you heard of him.
No, go on.
But I never heard of him until I heard Dr. Sebi passed away. Then I was flicking on YouTube, and I come across a guy called Dr. Africa.
Yeah.
And this guy, he was just another Sebi, basically. his approach was a bit different, but it was the same message kind of thing. And they killed him as well. And then there was someone else that's inspirational and talks about nutrition and stuff like that they took as well. But see, with Sabi now, a lot of people say that his death was a conspiracy, like people took him out basically. Now, in my heart of hearts, I believe it had something to do with the higher powers, isn't it? Like whoever runs the world or whatever. But it's he actually died from starvation. If you lot didn't know that, he died from starvation. So he was in a jail in a third world country somewhere, and he refused to eat the food basically. So obviously he ended up with an infection or something like that, and he passed away. And so people will say, his family will say that they promote to say, well, they say when they go on the interviews and stuff like that, they say they feel like more discredited for people saying that the conspiracist theory got him. Sorry, what you call them, conspiracists? They got him. Yeah, but so they say it's a disrespect. You know what I mean? But we know in our hearts of hearts, we don't know, but I know in my heart of heart, I believe that he was taken away, and just like Nipsey Hussle, just like Layla Africa, they were all taken away from us because they don't want us to know. Just like I heard you mention earlier about melanin, about melanated people. That's another thing. With melanin is a myth. Melanin is another word that was given to us. If you break down and you look at the word melanin and what it really means in that, you'll find that it just means obviously black. And what we're trying to do, run away from the word black, right? So melanin is not for us. Carbon is the right word if you're going to use that.
Okay, so when a star goes supernova, and then bang, etc., all sorts of minerals and carbons, like everything's made of carbon, right?
Well, exactly. So
everything.
Well, I would say everything comes from carbon.
Everything comes from carbon.
Yeah. Because if you think about it, the pigmentation in our skin, what makes our skin dark is the carbon. But what feeds the carbon? Iron.
Why is Superman white?
Superman
feeds off the sun, bruv. Yeah, you know Superman will fly closer to the sun and he gets knocked about and he's losing his power, and then he flies to the sun and he gets his energy, then he comes back. Yeah. But you're saying that carbon is the reason that we're darker than other people, would then suggest that we are Superman, right?
Well,
I'm just
I'm not going to throw nothing out there.
Yeah, I said to a few of my clients to watch live, and now I'm now Superman. I don't know if I could see.
No. Do you see what I'm saying?
Like
do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Just now.
Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
100%. It's a sticky topic to get into, man.
No, it is a sticky topic, but I'm just the way that we're talking about censorship of information overall. That's what we're talking about, and it's because of podcasts and other radio shows and etc. that people get this information.
And things change.
Well, you think, and then it opens doors and you start searching. Now, I can sit with you guys on the same fence in terms of how come we're not told about this stuff? How come we have to have conversations like this where we're still trying to find out the differences and where is all the information? So I could sit on that fence. I don't know if I'm going to sit on the Superman fence just yet.
No, that just popped into my head, man, because I was thinking...
I can sit there with you, because for me, I find it unbelievably strange that we're still sitting here asking questions about lost civilizations and also minerals and stuff like that, where we should have this information. This is 2020. We should be so far down the line that we can sit down and say, boom, I know this stuff.
But if you're the superior race, you're going to do everything in your power to remain superior, right? No?
Well, yeah, no, you would.
I mean, me personally, I don't really know what my ancestors were like, but if there was anything like what I see now, black people around in the world now, I believe black people are more, black people are peaceful. They're happy people. And the reason why the anger's built up in us is from our history, and that's in our DNA.
Yeah, no,
that's in our DNA. That can't change, bro. Yeah. So I just think where it's the white man that runs the world, we're forever going to be have lost information and scratching and trying to find the answers. We're always going to try to do, and the thing is, we're not going to get the help. That's why outside of all the issues and that, I started a little thing where I want brothers to come together, like-minded brothers, and make a real positive change instead of just talking about history and what's happened and this and that and little memes. Start a real change and make things really happen. And start. I was saying to Brownie in the car on the way up here, like when I go on holiday, when I jump off the plane, I land in my hotel, put my bags down, whatever, and I'm walking around. Through that whole process, like I felt inferior. Like I felt like I was saying to him when I go into the airport, I feel like I'm gonna get searched or something like that. Like just because I'm black. Like, and it's sad that I feel that way. And the fact that I feel that way, how are we gonna? What I'm trying to do is how are we gonna not feel that way? How are we gonna get our kids to not feel that way? Do you understand? And even if we teach our kids at home, when we send them to the big bad world,
they're gonna get the information's gonna change, isn't it?
But there you go.
Diluted.
Kids spend most of their days with teachers.
And no, I'm with you. It's tricky. I really don't know on that front. For me, it's a tricky one, and especially in the lockdown, I joined a black men's society where it's about pushing forward black people and supporting younger brothers and trying to have an avenue where people can have the conversations that are a bit sticky, but we're all in the same boat. You might get pulled over by the police. I might get pulled over by the police. He might get pulled over by the police. We're getting pulled over majority of the time because we are one color, right? So if we can now communicate that to each other, find ways to get around that and see if we can support each other so that we don't have maybe an angry tone towards the authority, or we're a bit more diplomatic. We can then jump on the phone and call a friend and say, look, this situation, can you come down and help me out? It gives us a bit more of a platform that we can get out of those situations.
But don't you think we're at a disadvantage already? The fact that we have to.
Oh no, of course we are. But we're at a disadvantage with everything.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm still lost, and this is why it gets kind of a bit lost that we're in 2020, and we're still talking about us being here. You know, I'm still lost on that. For me, I'm from urban London. You're probably from urban London. You're from urban London, right? Yeah. We've grown up with people from all types of races, all nationalities, you know, Arab guys, white guys, gypsies, whatever. For me, for us to still be in this situation where we're here is insane. You know, for me, that's not a good place for, I don't have kids, but when I do have kids, to be in this world and kind of having to explain to my child, you've got to try extra hard because you're black, or you've got to make sure you can't do what that white kid's doing because you might get picked on by the police, or the parents might say you might stole something. We shouldn't be in that situation. I'm lost on how we don't have proper jobs, i.e. we're in Houses of Parliament, or we have big companies. Tell me some role models in Britain that I can follow and say, you know what, fuck me, that guy's doing well. Hardly, you know? I have to sit down and search long and hard on the internet.
It's probably sports or...
That's it. Yeah. And they tell you, oh man, you've got a sports player doing well. And you're kind of going, okay, I got a sports player doing well. So what about the guy who owns a company, owns multiple companies? Where's that brother? Yeah. Tell me who's that.
No, I accept it. There will be, but like what you're saying about the future generations and what have you, it's kind of like, come on, man. If I was one of your children, and I'm looking at my dad, and he set up a business, and he's doing this, and he's helping improve people's lives and well-being, I'm going to share that with my friends.
Of course.
So then they're teaching their friends.
Right.
And then, do you see? And then it's like a spider's web, and it goes out and out and out.
So you get it. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's why I fully appreciate what you're trying to do. Not what you're trying to do, what you're doing. And that you've brought me into the fold, and that we're all trying to do it, and we're all helping each other. But the message, the one thing that I just want to get across is that as much as we are pro-black or whatever we are, if you want to call it, I'm pro-people. Yeah. So like I said earlier, Shem can be a white guy. I'm still having the same conversation, and I'm going to try and teach people and educate people. So don't like get it twisted that you might hear us saying things and
and have you. Out there as well.
Yeah, this is for.
Is that a disclaimer going?
No, it's a disclaimer, but it's for everybody because as much as we're going to try and invest in ourselves and progress ourselves, ultimately, when Shem is mega successful and this business is mega successful, it's not just selling to the brothers and the sisters; it's the benefit for everybody. So we're trying to enlighten, improve everybody. Whereas what I find is what you're saying is you can't believe we're here in 2020 is because certain people have only tried to help and improve themselves.
Of course, yeah. It's all about me. It's all about me, or it's about my network, rather than we can broaden that and we can help everyone. I don't know. I'm from this lockdown experience, I've realized, as I said to you at the start of this, that how racism is such a real thing in this country, and it's still very much here. I thought it was very much here, but it seems like it's very much here. And us as black boys and black men, we need to kind of step above that. I saw some images of a Brixton
last
block
night
party. Yeah, and these are all young boys, 16, 15. Yes, it looked good. Some of the images look good. Some of the girls and everything, it looked good. But then it was on the flip side, that made the news. And then you've got, I'm sure, a lot of white people, Asian people sitting there going, check those guys out. That's black guys, isn't it? Yeah, that's how black guys are. Stabbing people and look, now jumping on police cars. And for me, that's not the images that we need to be portraying forward.
Exactly. But then who's showing them a different way?
There's no one.
So what do? You start wilding out, innit? If there's no other option.
Well, that's what you're going to do. So we know. But for me, it's the sad thing with that is there's older people. There's the 40-year-olds, the 50-year-olds, the 65-year-olds. They need to come together and build a collective support unit so that the boys who are 15 and 14 who've been kicked out of school can talk to the older guy, and he can say, you know what you're doing, selling that, doing this, ain't going to get you anywhere. Yeah. You know, everyone knows someone from the estate.
Saying that as well, yeah. Shoot. Saying that though as well, yeah. I'm not gonna condone what they done was right, yeah. But you have to remember, the police turned up at a block party.
Yeah.
Now, this so-called corona thing is over now, isn't it? They've eased up the 2-meter rule and all that, yeah.
They'll still tell you it's still going though. They've eased it up, but we're still in lockdown.
Right, so you can still have parties, but there's a gang of police officers coming.
Yeah.
Think about it. There's a gang of them coming, all together, not 2 meters apart.
Yeah.
To manage a block party, right? So they're just contradicting themselves anyway.
Yeah.
But my thing is, there's no solution in the hood. I was gonna say in the hood, but there's no solution
in the hood, boy.
There's no solutions, and that's why I'm doing this, because even if I don't care what age you are, to be fair, you just have to have the right mentality.
Of course.
That's it. So you can be 17, 16, but have the right mentality. Just same goes for the olders. I mean, 60, 80, whatever you are.
Yeah.
We would love to have you, because you'll teach us more things that we don't know. You know what I'm saying? But like Brownie, he's in the group as well, and he's probably the first person I put in there, because good advocate, he's a good talker, very well knowledge, and very what I don't like is people that pretense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what I got off Brownie, very real, and he sticks to he stays true to his word, and that's what I want. I want like-minded people that are going to bring real change. So when you say that these boys, they're mashing up the place and whatever, I feel that has to be done in a way. I feel like it has to be done, because if they was having a block party and they all went home nicely, because I don't know what the story was, but it seems to me that it got a bit too loud. Feds are gonna.
Of course, Feds came in. Some people complained. Neighbours complained and said this is unacceptable.
Yeah.
It then turned into you know
massacre,
that's just kind of
so
works.
I don't condone that. I don't want no police officers to get hurt or anything. I'm not condoning that. Of course not.
Yeah.
But it's just like where we've been pushed so far for so long. It's just like, and that's not the first time that's happened. So I think something
that's happened multiple times for me. But I don't know. Maybe that's where we probably see different things. But I kind of see it as we've done that before. You know, I've gone so many times to Carnival, to Rampage, where we've had good times. And then it's now escalated into some sort of war type thing. You've got the police here. And the first things that make the news is what? That situation.
But
it's done that way. Obviously, it's done. The media is fueling a narrative, but it's just we should be smarter and wiser than that to say, you know what, I'm gonna have a good time, but we can now leave without causing that trouble.
I'm 100% with you on that, man. 100% with you, man.
So I don't know. I like your idea about the network. For me, that sounds the way to go. And I think get it going, man. Get it going. Broad shit. Make it happen.
I've got the tripod. And we're just switching up phones, so please bear with me for a second while I get this sorted out.
Yeah, man.
It's mad.
I'm with you though.
I want change. For me, I want change.
That's what I'm trying to say. So real change.
I need change. You know, I need to be able to look back on things and say that we're moving somewhere. You know, we're moving in the right direction as people, and we're now getting wiser. We've got the internet. We've got people that we can talk to. That's going to give us a bit more information about who we are, where we come from, and how we can get to where we need to go. So we need to now take those opportunities and make that shit happen.
Yeah. I think I was thinking of this last night, yeah, and I was thinking a way in which we can get closer to having some sort of equality, or power, is I thought of it myself, and I thought Flounders. You seen Simpsons, right?
Yeah. Ned Flanders.
Right, Ned Flounders is he the
church guy?
Oh, is he the church guy?
Yeah.
I've got it wrong.
Who are you thinking of?
Bloody hell. I'm thinking of Mr. Burns' sideman. What's his called?
Smithers.
Yeah. That's the one. Smithers. So, Smithers effect. Now, I'm thinking to myself, like, there's a lot of Smithers out there.
Of course there is.
A lot of intelligent people that are helping these people do what they're doing. And not all of them are with the program.
Yeah.
But obviously they are, because they're there. Like, whether it be money or
status and all that stuff.
Yeah, but they're there. And I think they're the ones that we need to try and
tap into.
Do you know what I'm saying? So if you know, I'm talking to everybody, if you know a Smithers, then I mean, that's who we need to get to in order to try
to get
and
the next step
there. But I'm not saying it's that easy. I'm not saying it's that easy, because like, we don't know who's in, like, I mean, think of it, like, if we go to a council, if we go to the council and we know the person who's in charge, but then there's someone under him. That's not Caucasian, because that's what we're talking about here, really, isn't it? And then I think that person is the person that we need. If they're not really doing it already, that's the person that we need on our side.
Okay.
Do you understand? So we have some sort of hope. Other than that, we need to just make the change ourselves. And I'm not talking about things, like I said to you before, real active change, real meet up. Okay, what we're going to do for the community today? How can we even if we're putting our hands in our pocket, just to help people? Because, like I said, when you give, you get more back, innit?
Of course.
Like, everything, energy is real. You know that already. So everything you put out there, you're going to get back. So I believe from starting this group and making it serious. So I said, like, we was meant to link up the other week, and we didn't link up. It was the first time we tried to actually arrange.
What did I say? What did I say in the group? When the time tried to get changed.
I can't remember.
So we got told all week that we were meeting at 11.
Yeah.
It came to the day, and
we
changed it to 12. I said I can't come, and I won't change. I won't come because we said 11 all week. You can't change it on the day. And then I had a conversation with you today, and you said I need to be more mindful of my timekeeping. But that's it. Yeah. Little things like that, micro steps about how you manage yourself and your time is only going to benefit you in the long run. So if you say to somebody, I will be there at this time, you need to be there before that time.
Yeah. You're right. See, this is what I'm trying to say. This is why, Michael, sorry. This is why I add man like Brownie to the group, because I'm a guy. If someone's telling me something, I could sit down like a child and listen like it's my father. Yeah. Do you understand? And from the time you can do that, then the world's your oyster, man. Like, you're willing to learn. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when a man's telling me something that I'm doing wrong, I don't, what are you on about? Like, don't stiff up my face. I take it in. I take heat.
Well, no, I think that's kind of where we go wrong with a lot of society at present.
Ego.
Yeah, you know, if someone's telling you something, they live probably just a bit longer than you could be, or they've gone through a number of experiences that they have a bit more experience than they can divulge on you. And it's down to you to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to listen to that. Right. You know, I'm going to be a bigger man. I'm going to take on what you're saying. You might have said it for a reason. I need to probably amend something. So it could be punctuality. It could be the way you conduct yourself, the way you speak to people. If you can take that stuff on board, you're ahead of the crowd, man. That's right. And I find there's a lot of people who just can't, you know. You talk to some people and they're just ignorant. Yeah, that's the word. Yeah,
we need to change the perceptions, the overall perceptions. Because I saw, who was it? Was it not Emil Heskey? It could have been Emil Heskey.
Robbie O?
No. Someone was talking today on a podcast, and they said they're professional footballer at Premier League level. So I don't know if it was Emil Heskey. Don't quote me on that. And he said if I was a little bit tardish in training or misplaced a pass, then one of the coaches might shout out, "You've been on the wacky backy."
Wow. Okay.
And it's kind of like, why? Why me?
Yeah.
Like, you didn't say that when Joe Bloggs just blazed one 20 yards over the bar. So why are you saying it to me? So that's why I'm saying about punctuality and everything as such. We need to dispel those stereotypical things that people... So, again, even in my line of work, okay, I'm not going to lie, when I first started working where I work and doing what I do, it's a predominantly white industry.
Mm-hmm.
And I changed my demeanor and the way that I spoke when I was in meetings and the platform that I had. And then I thought, the longer it went on and the more that I knew and educated myself about the job, I thought, do you know what, I'm going to be myself.
Right.
So the way I'm talking to you now is the way that I talk to my colleagues at work, okay? But because I know what I'm talking about,
they give you the respect.
They give me the respect and they believe it. Yeah. So it's irrelevant of what colour you are. So the people that I'm working with, not to say that they were, there might be people that I don't know that were or whatever, might have been like, okay, I'm speaking to Jonathan on the phone.
Yeah.
Sounds, I don't know, is he? But then when I turn up and I deliver what I say I'm going to deliver, bang goes that stereotype, okay? And now they can trust me.
That's it.
So that's what I'm saying. If you're talking to anybody about anything, as long as you follow through on what you're doing,
you change the narrative, don't you?
Yeah, you change the narrative. So that's what I'm saying.
Which, no, I like that. I think that for me is quite an easy thing you can do to change certain things. So, okay, we're black guys. We've got that stereotype already. But if you are punctual, you say what you're going to do, and then you do it, and you follow through, and you are on point. What are you going to shoot me down for?
Exactly.
You can't shoot me down for anything.
Can't give them an excuse.
You give me that space and you say, look, no problem, I'm going to help you, support you, get you to do what you need to, because you clearly can do the job. You can do the job better than I can. And
and eventually that stereotype will eventually eradicate.
It's gone. Yeah. You won't be that one black guy who works at the business that can actually do the shit. You're actually, there's a few of you that you're just like all the other guys we've got. We've got a team of effective guys that do the job, and they do the job well, you know?
Well, so, my aim is to eventually build schools.
Yep.
Between us, the group, and that. Eventually, I want to move out of this country.
Yeah, I was saying that the other day.
I just don't think it's...
Where'd you move?
Well, my father's side's from Anguilla.
Okay.
But it's not really the ideal country. It's expensive to live. It's a poor country, but it's expensive to live.
Yeah.
That's because it's bought by foreigners. Like, bare foreigners buy out the land and that. Like, so... that's a myth, but Ghana is in my
plans.
My top list, and Botswana. Somebody put up a post in the group.
Okay.
And it's basically Africa. It's got to be Africa for me. And the reason why I want to do that is because I just want to feel normal again. If anything, not again, but I just want to feel normal.
What do you define as normal?
I want to know what it feels like just to not be judged daily, day in, day out, just from the colour of my skin.
Okay.
So if I walk in the African streets, they might know I'm not from Africa, obviously, but I ain't gonna get discriminated for the colour of my skin. Do you understand?
Yeah, fair enough. I get that.
And that's what I want to try and live that life and see what it's like for at least try. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what. But my main aim is to start building schools and just get in and like because in this group I got now, a lot of influential guys, but I want to get doctors, teachers, scientists, all of that. You know what I mean? So, and I believe from if we keep it going and we keep it serious, then people will take us serious and they will join. Serious people will join. You know what I'm saying? And it will just, we'll grow and grow. You get me? So that's what that's my main plan. I like that outside the group.
Yeah. One of the things that I mentioned there as well is the education piece of it.
Yeah.
So obviously I've recommended a couple of books to you.
Of course, and I actually bought those books.
Yeah, good. And Shem's asking me about a book now.
Yeah.
Earlier on in the podcast, but for you, Shem, Alkaline diet, whatever it is, are there cookbooks? Like, what do we look at? Do we look at your cook-alongs?
I don't have any cookbooks.
No, not for you to have cookbooks, but I'm saying, like, if we're gonna take on this diet,
because I want to try it.
And information like the Dr. Sebi stuff. What books could you recommend? Is there anything like where are we looking?
Right. If you wanted to look and start on this alkaline thing, definitely you got to start with Sebi or Sebi. Yeah, you definitely got to start with him. He's actually the pinnacle of this. He started all this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he started all this, but he brought it a light again. You know what I mean? So Sebi's definitely where you got to start. But then I looked at a guy. Do you know who really changed my life? Like, as in not just nutrition, not just food wise. I'm talking about a guy called Sadhguru.
Okay.
Have you heard of him?
Sadhguru or Sadhguru?
Sadhguru.
Sadhguru.
So it's Sadhguru.
Okay,
Sadhguru.
go on.
And he's a guru. And he changed my life. If anything, he changed my life. So I would recommend to watch him, along with a lot of people that are talking about nutrition. So I couldn't really specifically say watch this person and that person, this, because how I done it is I come up with watching Sebi and I just end up doing my own research and just going out there and actually experiencing these things myself.
Okay.
Do you understand? So I do a 5-day program. Well, cool. It's in the making at the moment. A 5-day program where you'll experience an alkaline lifestyle for 5 days.
That's quite cool.
So what it would be is we have because it's not brought to light yet, it's not been published or anything. So what it will be, it will implicate a PT.
Yeah.
You'll get tools like like that rollout thing. What's that thing called?
Ab roller.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That you get like a them light dumbbells that you get. What are they called? Kettlebell.
Yeah,
kettlebell. Yeah, them kettlebells. And then you'll get like a set program of what to eat in the morning and at lunch.
Yep.
And in the dinner time, I'll be cooking for you.
Okay.
So now where the issue comes is if you're out and if you're far out from me, so I'll be doing it for anyone that's in the 20-mile radius of my location. So I'll be cooking and it'll be like 4 customers a week.
Okay.
So I'm not overdoing myself.
Yeah.
And then so your evening meals will be cooked for you and brought to you.
Okay.
Yeah, and then everything else you'll get the guidelines of the lunch to eat and the breakfast, and then liquids that you should be intaking, and like just like little exercises and then rituals that you should be because in the group, you see that little ritual I writ as a DP.
No.
Sorry, I need to just get up again. So I believe that words are powerful in it.
Okay, so this is where sorry, we scolded and we didn't scold, but somebody said the other day, "Good morning." Yeah. And I said, "Nah, that's not the one." And then I said, "Shem, like teach this guy." Yeah, because
the English language is actually a spell.
Okay.
So when you're saying certain words, you're actually casting spells. It's actually mad. And the reason why I say this, I'm not saying this is the truth. This is what I just believe.
Man. I'm going to do research.
This is what I believe in it.
I'm listening. I'm sure anyone who's listening, I'm going to do some research.
Yeah, definitely do your research. Yeah. But for instance, like good morning.
Yeah.
If you break down the 2 words and look what they mean in the dictionary, good, obviously we know what that means. Morning. Now, what does morning mean to you?
Rise.
Yeah,
rise and shine.
Also, what else does it mean?
So you mourn a relative when they pass away.
Yeah, they go mourning.
Right.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good death. If you're gonna go to good morning. Yeah.
Right. Good morning. Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're casting spells when we're using these words.
Okay.
Do you understand? So I like I want to learn another language. I only know one language. I'm not bilingual, so I would love to know another language. But if I was to learn another language, it would be Kemet.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the most ancient language known to man. Sorry. That's the most African. That's the most ancient African language known to man. So I would love to learn Kemet. But what was I saying? Sorry.
You're talking about words.
Yeah. So I think words are very powerful. So things like good morning, I would not use that. I would use high risings.
High rises.
Yeah, so I'll use high rising. So there's a lot of things that I've learned from maybe a Yada.
Okay.
He'll say peace family and stuff like that instead of saying goodbye.
Okay.
You know what I mean, like things like that. So I'm still learning about this stuff here about the whole. But what I tend to do is when I'm learning something, something else will pop up. And I learn that, and then I won't fully finish off what I've learned. You know what I mean? So then I'm always stuck in, like, do you know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to, do you know what I mean? So that's why I get a bit, when I'm talking about things and stuff like that, I kind of like come to a stop. I mean, cause
but mate, listen.
I only know so much.
Again,
basically.
one thing I said last week, and one thing I've always said to you.
Yeah.
If you don't know,
you don't know.
You don't talk about it.
Yeah.
You go away and you learn about it.
That's it.
Yeah. But it's only by having the conversations that you realise that you might not know as much as you thought you did.
So you need to learn that stuff.
So then you go away and you learn it.
Yeah.
So Michael's realised now that he's wasted his university. And
well,
it's
I studied business studies with marketing management. So sales and
that's
speaking.
Fine.
That's what I do. Right. But yeah, no, a lot of the stuff, like, we're having these conversations, and for me, this is great because it enlightens me. It makes me switch on and say, shit, I need to learn a lot more than I know, and then maybe do a bit more research. So for me, this is all good, and conversations like this is always going to be good because it allows you to see things from a different angle. So so for me, it's win-win on that front. Yeah, I don't know, but we're running out of time now, man. It's like 9:57 on my clock.
Okay, yeah.
And we smashed out 2 hours here,
mate.
man.
You've been absolutely amazing, Shem.
Google
and
here,
man. Shit.
I really, yeah.
Don't trust Google, man. I'll say it to him in the car. Don't trust Google.
Don't trust Google because.
No, I said guru.
Guru here and now. We're saying don't trust Google, but there's a lot of information being suppressed out there, and I think with guys such as Shem and IMind Alkaline, yeah,
and IMind Beauty, sorry, yeah.
and IMind Beauty, you can hit them up on Instagram, and obviously look out for the website for when that's ready. But we'll be promoting it on our page as and when. But this is the whole purpose of getting these guys on. Inspirational people.
Of course.
We're talking about history one week. We're talking about food the next week. We try and encompass it all and bring it in together and try and get people's ideas and opinions on various current affairs and topics. So I thank you very much, Shem. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Eye opener. And I hope everybody listening goes away, does some research and tries to better themselves. And yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I want to come back, man. I want to come back.
Come back, man. And bring... Don't come back empty-handed though, otherwise Michael kick off.
Because I'm going to take one of those that you got just there, Johnny.
Yeah, the carb.
I've got a mix. I've got carbon iron. I've got eye bright. I've got
Mulayin. Right. So the Mulayin is good for breathing.
Okay.
Asthma. If you suffer with asthma and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
that will eradicate that within 48 hours of taking it.
All right. Okay, that sounds good.
Not. It's not guaranteed, obviously. But yeah.
Throwing out claims like that, boy. I've seen I'm going to start selling this.
The eye bright.
Yeah.
The eye bright is it's a beautiful herb. It tastes nice as well.
Okay.
That's for hay fever.
Okay.
And sinus problems.
All right, cool. I don't have any of those, but what I'll do is I'll try these tonight.
Yeah.
I'll drop Johnny a message. If you can do me a favor, if you can send me over some of the details of the stuff you mentioned, so the website, once you get that sorted, the Instagrams, and then I'll put them in the bio on the YouTube channel. We're going to put a video together and we'll put it in the bio and we'll shout out all the information. Dr. Sebi, I put his information on there, and also the other person, Africa.
Okay.
You see me, I don't really like to, definitely put it in there, but the reason why I don't like to use Sebi too tough. Okay. It's because I feel like a lot of people are trying to jump off his use his name and just jump off the back of it, and I don't think that's right. But so for me, I don't really like put hashtags of Sebi in my thing. Oh no, not the hashtag, but just in terms of the people you've mentioned. Okay,
so on the bio, we're gonna have, like, if you want to know more information about some of the topics in the YouTube.
Okay.
The people you mentioned was Dr. Sebi, Layla Africa, and then also your links and stuff, so people can then search this stuff, because I'm going to search this stuff, and it just allows you to consistently educate yourself going forward. So they don't have to then, we're not going to hashtag it and say Dr. Sebi, not going to do that. But it's just more of open your eyes to, there are other people with different takes on some of the conditions that we have in life that we can work on. But for me, it's been an awesome pod. Thank you so much for being on.
Thank you.
Johnny, as per usual, it's always good to see you, bro.
And you, bro. Thank you.
Eugene, shout out to the cameraman.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Eugene.
Love.
And always, it's been a pleasure, guys. Yeah, buddy.